Okay, I'm back. So it's been quite some time since I last posted a video, and I think the last video that I posted was in October. So I wanted to make this quick video to explain what happened, why I left, not only YouTube, pretty much the whole motorcycle community, and I thought I owed an explanation to the people that know me or the people that have already seen like some of the videos that I used to make, because I never explained anything and I just disappeared. So that's what this video is. So if you're new to the channel, welcome to the channel. You might want to skip ahead to the end of towards the end of the video, because that's when I'm going to cover like the current channel, because you guys might not understand like the things that I'm going to go over. But if you guys want to stick to like, if you want to stick it with me and just watch the whole video, go right ahead, and I'll try my very best to like give you guys a quick summary so you guys understand what it's about. So I used to work for a motorcycle helmet company that also had a motorcycle shop inside. So it was like two companies in one, but it was all owned by the same person. So in around August, I started my Dyna build. When it's all said and done, I will have the record for the longest Dyna build ever, because I don't know what other Dyna build takes like 8 months. But so I started my build, and it started with the paint job. It's something that I took a lot of time with, because like I drew the paint job, I worked with the painter on the paint. I wanted to do some like a club style paint job, because so I'm from Miami, Florida. Club style bikes are kind of a thing, but not like they are in New York, in California. So I wanted to do something like something special, something unique. So the paint job is something that I did my very best to keep a secret. I think only 5 people know the color of the bike, so I am very excited to be able to like showcase my bike and the paint job on this channel now, because it's been a long time coming. So I had the bike painted, and while it was getting painted, let's just say things were going on at the shop. So the mechanic at the time and I both had this understanding that the shop was going nowhere. Like I said, like for a lot of multiple reasons that I don't really have to cover, like we knew that the shop was not going to be there for a long time, so I stopped the build. I didn't really see a point of making a build for a shop that wasn't going to be in the future, especially because it was a personal build that I was trying to help promote the shop with. But I was paying for it though. I was paying for it myself. Nothing was like given. It was all on me. So I was like, why would I take so much time, put in so much money on this bike, and associate it to a shop that is not going to be there in the future? And again, it's funny how things work, because that actually ended up being a thing, but I'll get to that very soon. So I put a stop to the build, and the paint job got finished. I took the paint job from the painter to my house, and I hid it away, because I wasn't gonna, like I said, like for a long time I knew I wasn't gonna finish the bike there. So I was still working for the helmet company. Remember, it was all in the same place. So I was still working for the helmet company, and stuff also started happening with the helmet company. So around the end of February, to make a long story short, the helmet company ran out of money, and I was no longer affordable. So I got laid off. That's the reason why I'm not working for the helmet company, because my boss laid me off, and that's it. That's the only reason. So at the time, I didn't want to get into that conversation, so I didn't tell anybody, and I just left. I didn't want to get into that weird conversation of having people ask me why I got laid off and how a helmet company doesn't have the money to afford me, because it's a very weird conversation to get into, especially because the people that know what I'm talking about know that I was an extremely big part of the company. So there's really no way to explain how a helmet company doesn't have the money to pay me. But anyways, shit happens. Shouldn't have happened, but it happens. So I got laid off, but I was still on good terms with my boss. You know, it was like a thing of like, hey, thank you for like working, for helping like me get through COVID, running the company, and now you're laid off. I didn't take it that way. I was like, you know what, things happen. You got, like, doesn't matter what happens in life, you got to take your experiences, learn from your experiences, learn from others' fuck ups, but also like see the silver lining. So I enjoyed my time there, and I learned a lot, especially a lot of what not to do. So, but we were on good terms, and my bike was still at the shop because it wasn't finished. So I had left, I was laid off, but I had an agreement with the owner that my bike was allowed to stay there until a part that I had ordered months ago arrived. So again, I paid for everything myself, and for whatever reason, a part that I had ordered months ago, like, it just took very long to get to the shop, but it wasn't there yet. So the agreement was I was allowed to keep my bike there without a problem. You know, I worked for the company, I did everything for the company, so like the only thing I asked for was like to keep the bike in the shop. So everything was good. So I thought. So a couple weeks passed by, and let's just say the agreements weren't being like the agreements that were in place weren't being kept, and shady shit was going on, and I really didn't appreciate it. Like, you know, like I did so much for the company, and at the end I was trying to get like, they were trying to screw me. So I was like, it left a really bad taste in my mouth. So one day I got a text message from the mechanic that my part had arrived. That same day I went to U-Haul, I rented a truck, I went to the shop, picked up my part on my bike, and then I parked it inside my storage. So like my bike currently right now is in storage. That was the last interaction I had with the companies, and the whole thing left me with not only a horrible taste of the companies, of my boss, but also like of the motorcycle industry, because like that's not the motorcycle industry that I believe in and that I wanted to be a part of, because motorcycles is all about camaraderie, helping each other, being a friend, you know, building something like cool. So that went against everything that I wanted to do. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna disappear. So I disappeared for quite some time, and started traveling, and I was working on some things. So it's just funny how the world works, you know. Always be a good person, because you never know what's going to happen. But I tried my very best to leave on good terms, to not tell people that I got laid off, not badmouth the companies. But then I think like a couple of months after, like they ended up expanding. So they separated, and the shop's no longer there. They expanded. You guys can take that any way that you guys want. So that's it. That's the whole situation. That's why I'm no longer associated with the other companies. I just wanted to explain that to people that know what I'm talking about, because I never explained anything. I just disappeared. I avoided it, and I thought I owed that to people. So from my mouth, I am no longer associated with the companies that I used to work for, nor do I want to be, and that's it. It's never being brought up again, because there's nothing to talk about, and that's it. So wait, obviously I have a lot of helmets. I used to work for a helmet company, so I have a lot of motorcycle helmets that I'm obviously not going to use again. So if you guys have a big head, or know someone that has a big head, my helmet size is extra large, 1XL, so extra large. So if you guys want a helmet, shoot a comment below, email me, send me a message through Instagram, reach out to me, pay for shipping, and I'll just send you the helmet. I'm also in the market for a new helmet, so we most likely will go visit my friend Max at Cycle Gear, and go shop for a new helmet. If you guys have any suggestions on what helmet I should rock next on my dyno, let me know. And also, if you guys have any connections with any helmet companies, you let them know that I am in the market for a new helmet. So that's that. The dyno build is finally happening. Finally happening after such a long time. Again, I'm calling it now. I will have the record for the longest dyno build ever. We're currently like 7 or 8 months into the dyno build. I'm very excited to finally be able to show you guys the paint job, and to also show you all the brands that I was able to bring along on this process, because it's a lot of companies that I believe in, a lot of cool parts, and I'm very excited to like put them all together on my build. If I had to like do things over again, I would not have done them in any other way, because due to my bike build taking so long, I was able to do more research, see more videos, like look up more brands, so I was able to like buy more parts. So my bike first started like, the intention was to do a pretty cool paint job and like some additional parts. I have bought almost everything that you can imagine for my dyno, like almost everything. So that's gonna be very interesting to shoot, so please stay tuned for that. So now going into the the channel, the new channel, new look, new name, Breakneck Speed Company. It's something that, again, I've been working on for some time. It's a collaboration with 13th Colt. I'm going to cover 13th Colt in other videos, but to give you a quick breakdown, 13th Colt is a motorcycle clothing brand, hats, shirts, everything. They also do custom decals, so it's a very cool company. Go check them out below. Owned by Ghoul, good buddy of mine. So like, I'm collabing with him on my own venture, my own brand, Breakneck Speed Company. Breakneck is actually a word. It's an adjective. If you say something's traveling at breakneck speed, you're saying that it's going very fast. And then my slogan is, for those who haul ass. If you guys haven't heard that term, I don't know really where you guys have been, but haul ass means that you gave your best effort in whatever it is you do. Whatever it is that you do, you go balls to the wall on everything in life. So that doesn't only apply to motorcycles. You can work your best at anything you do. So motorcycles, cars, nutrition, hobbies, your life, sports, anything. So I wanted to build a brand around all of that, around being the best that you can possibly be and striving to like be better. So that's the brand. The YouTube channel is going to cover everything, because I don't only ride motorcycles. I live a pretty active lifestyle, and I have some pretty interesting friends that we're also going to cover. So on this YouTube channel, you're going to see, of course, motorcycle, fast cars. I'm going to get into nutrition, working out, and a lot more stuff. So I'm going to try my very best to separate everything into playlists. So if you guys just want to see something specific, you guys can get into the channel and go to whatever it is that you actually want to see. And a lot of the clothes are going to be for motorcycle riding. I want to be comfortable, but if you can use it on a motorcycle, there's a good chance you're going to be able to use the clothes that I'm bringing out for anything else. So the first shirt is already in production, so we got the ball rolling on that. It's going to drop very soon, and the first place that you most likely will be able to get it is 13thcolt.com. Again, I'll drop a link below to them so you can go check them out. And I'm very excited to bring you clothes, content. The Dynabuild, finally, record. I want that record, longest Dynabuild ever. And I'm very excited for it all. So welcome to the channel, Breakneck Speed Company, and you'll be seeing a lot of me soon. Take care.